what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Colemania. And today, I was going to do a little quick theory or facts video. But before we get into the video, I'd like to give a shout out to this person. I think you know who that is. They are not ready to reveal their person yet, but go ahead and subscribe. So I was looking and I saw this video. Who would win? I saw this video. What if Arizona was a country? So let's dive into it.
So what if every US state became a country? Now looking at Arizona. Arizona's over 7.
Okay, so he has this little series. We're going to give it a like. Obviously, we're subscribed. We're subscribed to Global Things. Go check him out. But we'll get into the video.
0.3 million people would make it the 103rd most populous country ahead of Laos and Kyrgyzstan, but behind Paraguay and Togo. Its 5 largest cities are Gilbert, Chandler, Mesa, Tucson, and Phoenix. Arizona
has over 1 million population. That's pretty cool. That's crazy.
Is quite large with an area of almost 114,000 square miles, making it well over double the size of North Korea. This means it would be the 73rd largest country ahead of Ecuador and Burkina Faso, but behind the Philippines and Pizzaland. Arizona's $430 billion GDP would give it the world's 31st largest economy, and its $59,000 GDP per capita would make it comparable to the Netherlands, Goofy upside-down Kangaroo Land, and Sweden. Arizona's HDI of 0.908 would also make it comparable to France, Spain, and the United Arab Emirates. Do you think Arizona could survive on its own? And if you subscribe right now, I will personally deliver a pizza to your house. Stay tuned for Arkansas.
Okay, I definitely think they could survive. That is impressive. They would have like one of the biggest economies, only behind. They would just barely be behind Nigeria in GDP. That's crazy. Okay, now you're asking, why are we looking at this? I want to see what if other countries became independent. Like obviously, this is a pretty big topic, and Global Things will be the main subject of this video. Go subscribe to him. He's a legend. And, yeah, there are tons of theories, but the ones we're mostly looking at is what are blah, blah, blah is a country. So today we're going to look at, obviously, this is a popular one. What if Texas was a country? Everyone thinks about that.
So what if Texas was...
Before we dive in, let me say some facts I know. Texas, number 1, has a lot of oil. It's about 60% of America's oil. Number 2, it is the second biggest state. Number 3, it's also got the second most population behind California, but it's gaining up to them. And there's a lot of big cities in Texas. Let's go.
Its own country. The Republic of Texas would be home to 29 million people, making it the 49th most populous country in the world. The Texan GDP of over $1.7 trillion would make it the 9th largest economy in the world, ahead of countries like South Korea, Canada, and even Russia. Texas is home to some major companies like Exxon, Dell, American Airlines, Chevron, AT&T, Comerica Bank, and now even Tesla. Texas is comparable to the size of Ukraine, and as a country would be the 40th largest in the world, ahead of Myanmar and behind Zambia. There are currently 164,000 Texans serving in the U.S. military, giving Texas a military size similar to that of Israel. Texas would be the 4th largest oil producer in the world, behind only the United States, Saudi Arabia, and Russia, but ahead of countries like Canada, China, the United Arab Emirates, Brazil, Iran, and Kuwait. Do you think Texas could survive on its own? So what if Texas was its own country? The Republic of Texas would be home to 29 million people, making it...
Okay. We're gonna do one that I don't think any of you have ever talked about of getting independence. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. That's right. What if Tibet was the country? I know there's lots of videos on this, but I don't know if you'll have that many. Well, let's see this. What if Tibet was independent?
What if Tibet gained independence?
This guy.
Although currently an autonomous region of China, an independent Tibet would control an area larger than South Africa, but would only have a population of around 3.6 million people. Economically, Tibet has a GDP of around $32 billion, trailing Zimbabwe, but ahead of El Salvador, putting the GDP per capita at $8,800. The life expectancy would be 72 years. The official languages would be Tibetan and Mandarin. The capital would be Lhasa, and it would be the country with the highest average elevation. Should Tibet be independent? Like and comment. What if Tibet gained independence? Although currently an autonomous region of China, an independent Tibet would control an area larger than South Africa, but would only have a population of around 3.6 million people. Economically, Tibet has a GDP of around $32 billion, trailing Zimbabwe, but ahead of El Salvador, putting the GDP per capita at $8,800. The life expectancy would be 72 years. The official...
That's right, we're taking a PWA break, and we're at states. Let's go to the beginning. Okay. Bruce, are you alright? Yeah. It's just my states. They're supposed to be united. Now look at them. Let's see. Oh. He's a diplomat. We all gamble at the But Alaska? Oh. Oh. What about him? He's so cold! Looks to me like he's having a rather pleasant summer. What about Florida? Buddy? What about Callie? What about him? He's just a bit cringe. Drew, no offense. Where's your Let's just say there's a reason he's not called Shadia. Oh, look at that one. What? Texas? Sir, we just talked about Texas. What was that? What did you just say about me, Dad? Is that not funny? I'll have you know Texas and all its Two vitals? Size, muscles, shiny. What did I say, babe? You said size. Yeah, well, it's pretty wonderful. So is he fat? He's cultivating mass?
If UK broke up. So UK consists of 4 small kingdoms: Scotland, England, Wales and Northern Ireland. As of 2014, 44% of Scottish wanted to break.
That was fast. Ooh, it's a part
What
2?
if UK broke up? So UK consists of 4 small kingdoms: Scotland, England, Wales and Northern Ireland. As of 2014, 44% of Scottish wanted to break up with UK and create an independent Scotland. But what if all 4 of them become independent? So firstly, Scotland would be able to join EU again, and it would remain a separate independent country without getting in alliance with these kingdoms. However, Wales could create alliance with England as it's already so small, and Northern Ireland would likely join Ireland right after independence. In short, this breakup would mean 2 more countries in Europe and 1 more EU member. And lastly, Uncle Sam would lose its one of the biggest allies. What if UK broke up? So UK consists of 4 small kingdoms: Scotland, England, Wales and Northern Ireland. As of 2014, 44% of Scottish wanted to break up with UK and create an independent.
Quebec broke away from Canada. Quebec is the second most populous Canadian province and is home to over 8.5 million people. As a nation, it would be the 102nd most populous country ahead of Togo but behind Switzerland. Canada's population of almost 37.9 million would fall to about 29.3 million. Quebec's $284 billion GDP would make it the 50th largest economy in the world ahead of New Zealand but behind Romania. It's also notably just ahead of Elon Musk's net worth. Its GDP per capita of $33,000 is most comparable to countries like Malta, Italy, and South Korea. Quebec's landmass of about 600,000 square miles is equal to about 6.5 UK's put together. This makes it the 20th largest country in the world ahead of Peru but behind Mongolia. Quebec City would be the nation's capital as it's already the provincial capital. Within Quebec, 4.7% of the population speaks only English, 51.8% of the population speaks only French, and 42.6% speak both English and French. Do you think Quebec would survive on its own? So what if Quebec broke away from Canada? Quebec is the second most populous Canadian province and is home to over 8.5 million people.